Happy Friday, Bet Like Mike Show, WinDailySports.com. Thankfully, it's a Friday, and the week of betting baseball is almost done. It has been brutal. We'll be talking about that on today's show. My name is Jon Jansen. Follow me at jjansen34. Check out everything WinDailySports.com. But the star of the show, Mike North, at North and North. How you doing?
Good. I got a couple quick announcements to make, John. First of all, you know I love you. You're great. We've had a good time. But this is the end of my 6-month deal. I've decided that I have a project already that I'm involved with that I'm doing. I got working for ESPN, and I have something in the hopper that
Nice.
led me to do this. And also, I want to thank Jason Mesri. Is that how you pronounce his name? I never really.
Mizrahi. Jason Mizrahi.
I want to thank Jason Mizrahi. Because Jason's the guy that stepped up for me, and we had a great show. I think there'll be another handicapper here shortly. Maybe it'll be another handicapper that's as good as anybody and gets the job done. I do know this. We had a great time, and he allowed me to do this concept of a 20-minute show. I think it should even be shorter down the line. I think podcasting for an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah.
If you do it every day is ridiculous. If you do an hour show once a week, like I do for Bears Barroom or ESPN 1000 in Chicago, my show on Fridays and Saturday with Carmen DeFalco, that's great. But I just have too much stuff going. I couldn't devote time to it. I know there's new people coming in at the company that are going to be involved. So I just decided, you know what? It was a perfect thing. Why are you dark all of a sudden? You're dark.
I'm dark? What'd I do?
I know. I'm just saying, all of a sudden you got dark. Your eyes turned. I don't know, you know. Anyway, I'm going to tell you this. I want to see you. I never want to be you. I love you, Najad, my guy Brian, Flash, all the guys, Michael Raziel, yourself. I love the company, man. So best of luck to everybody.
Yeah, it was good doing the show with you. Yeah. It was a good few months.
A stepping stone for your career. That's all I am.
No, that's what I am. I'm a stepping stone. You know, people just work with me because they have to. You know, then they want to move up. But
they told me, they forced you on me. It's the best thing that ever happened. We had a great show.
It was a great time.
And, it was. And we're gonna. And by the way, I'll still my picks and continue to listen to John at the Gambler or what he's doing here. Have you heard any replacement for him yet? Any rumors?
No, all I know is that you're going to be seeing my, hopefully not in the dark, but my handsome face a lot more here at Win Daily. So it's always a good thing.
All right, here we go. Let's talk about, and it's the fastest 15 minutes. And then, of course, you got on the borders and stuff. And then we got, I want to thank Jeff Schwartz and my wife, Bibi, also. Want to thank them both very, very much. Now let's move on. We got, I watched Philadelphia. I bet them last night. I saw the line flip. I thought, okay, it's -1. They were actually favored. Okay. I saw Joe Flacco and a snapper snap the ball. Flacco. It was a mess. Nick Sirianni. Here's what I always said. When I know a new guy within 2 weeks and he's losing, he won't be long. And it's held true for years. Some coaches, Dave Wannstedt was one. He lasted longer than I thought with the Bears. But he shouldn't have.
Right.
This guy here, and why not go for points? Why do you battle all the way down the field? You're down 14-0. Kick the field goal. Your guys busted their ass. It's early in the first half. Give them something that they fought for. I just don't understand why coaches are passing up. Oh, we're working on things. Why don't you work on scoring? Why don't you work on scoring, kicking a field goal, doing something to reward your guys for busting their ass? But I got to believe the Sirianni guy, who looks to me like he's above his head. I mean, the water is just, he's drowning. To me already, looks like a mismatch, John.
Well, that's what's kind of working against him, is that he came into this. He wasn't a coveted hire. He wasn't a prodigy like Sean McVay. Nick Sirianni's name wasn't going around coaching circles. It was... you know, for what it's worth, it was just a really awkward, out of nowhere hire, and we don't know anything about Nick Sirianni, so it's unfortunate. But since there is little known about this guy, anything that we see of him and the Eagles is unfortunately accounted for against him.
And
so
it's very quiet. It's very quiet in Philly, but I know this. I know not only yourself, I know a ton of hosts in Philadelphia. Okay.
There's some good ones.
Oh, believe me. But I know that also the word I'm getting is and I hate this name, so I'm not, I'm just using it because it basically is what you are. He's a house man for the GM and for the owner. And that he'll capitulate to what they want to do. Now, that's what I hear. I think nobody was giving him advice yesterday. Okay? He looks like he's overwhelmed. And then Jalen Hurts, how he screwed the bettors last night. I saw John's face. How could you take it? Well, I thought Jalen Hurts was going to play. He's out there dancing before the game, and then they're going to tell me he has a stomach virus? I've had a stomach virus. You don't dance at all. You don't want to even be standing. So I think that's another issue that the NFL should take a look at.
Well, yeah, it's something that they should take a look at because, the sponsor for that, the Eagles post and like a sponsor for the Eagles is something called Unibet and betting sponsorships for the Eagles. Yet they say participation update, Jalen Hurts will not be playing. That tweet went out at kickoff. Right. As soon as the game kicked off, that came out.
I know the game already.
I know it's preseason, but if NFL is going
do that.
Right, if NFL is going to embrace sports betting, it has to be better than that. Jalen Hurts had a stomach infection and was in the hospital. They knew that in the afternoon. There should have been some type of injury tag, like, hey,
dancing in uniform before the game.
Right, there has to be something.
That's awful.
You can't have these betting sponsorships and then all of a sudden turn around and screw over bettors by not giving out information.
I got screwed. I thought Hurts was going to come out do good. He's dancing before the game. They have it on Twitter, but they brought it up on Twitter after he was announced he was going to be out. They're going, how can he be out? I mean, to me, this Sirianni guy, the GM, you can have them. There's a reason, who knows how much. I don't know anything about the politics of football except the Bears play it, and it looks like Philadelphia plays it. It really does. It really, really does. Now, let's talk about another team. The over-under, I think, is 3.5. I'm hearing some good things about Goff in Detroit that and I watched them last week. They're 6.5-point dogs this week against Pittsburgh. But I watched them last week, and there's a lot of quarterbacks that look good last night. I'll get to another guy in a minute. But this Goff guy, I might take the over Detroit this year. I don't know how good the Central Division is, or the North Division now is. Green Bay, they're minus 160. They're the head dog. We get it. But Minnesota, 17% of their salaries tied up in a quarterback that's really never done anything in Cousins. Then you got Detroit with this guy Campbell, who I like. He's not a cookie cutter guy, so all the squares are going, what's wrong with him? I know what's wrong with him. He's trying to instill something. What do you think about Goff? He's been a Super Bowl competitor also. Yeah,
he has. I think he falls under the same category I think Baker Mayfield did in the beginning of last year, and Carson Wentz does that. He was broken. Like, there was something that happened with Jared Goff where he just is not playing at the same level that he was, or playing up to his talent. So that needs to be fixed, and that needs to be fixed in an environment in Detroit that I don't know if it's easily fixable. Not to Dan Campbell's fault, not to, some of the players. It's just, that's a bad organization and a really bad roster. So I think things could go south very quickly, just because, Jared Goff needs to be kind of coddled a bit because he needs to get his footings and bearings underneath of him again. And I don't know if he can do that in Detroit.
Well, we'll find out. I got another one for you. The team that beat him. Cam Newton looked fantastic. Cam Newton looked like he was 27 years old.
The arm looked healthy.
Oh, my God. He looked fantastic. He knew when to run, knew when to throw. Jones didn't look too bad. But, I think that Bill Belichick, you give him a year, they got hit with COVID, and I brought this up yesterday with John, folks, that I had Belichick as my second best head coach. But where do you put McDaniels as an offensive coordinator? I'll put him at the top of the list. I don't know how good. He was a head coach. It didn't work out. But like I said yesterday, Nick Saban was. But Josh McDaniels, he adjusts his game plans to the talent that he has. And now that he's got a healthy arm, Cam Newton, you know what? I'm liking New England. I don't care if it was a preseason game last night. I saw Cam Newton do stuff last night that he hadn't done since his MVP year, John.
Yeah, the
ball.
Yeah, the arm fatigue has been the biggest issue with Cam Newton, I think, the past couple of years. It's not been, I think, his athleticism has gone away. Maybe he's not, he's for sure isn't as athletic as he was when he was 25, but it's the arm. It's the shoulder. It's the arm that was fatigued and he couldn't throw the ball downfield. But if that's healthier and you see the arm strength, that's the only thing I can take away. Do I think Cam Newton's going to be good? I have no idea. I think he starts. But it is good to see that there is a chance that he could be better because the arm looked healthier. The velocity was there. And that's absolutely notable.
All right. Now, we had a bad night last night, okay, as far as sparkling. I mean, I go 0-2 on 4-4 for the week. I'm glad I'm off baseball. But I got to talk about a couple games. It used to be when you had a 10-2 lead in the seventh inning, you won.
Used to be.
And it was over. I'm not. Look, I know I'm older. In baseball, when you had a 10-2 lead in the seventh inning, the game was over. It's no longer over. Bad bullpens. You see the Angels, what they did, and then you see Seattle last night. That's a winner for you. But that looked like a loser. What was it? 7-2?
Yes, it was 7-2. Then went to 7-4, and then a 3-run home run in the ninth inning. Brutal, absolutely brutal. I just couldn't believe it. Luckily, and I was about to swear off baseball. Like that was the moment. I'm just gonna swear it off. Done.
I got off preseason today.
Right. Oh, I do like a preseason game today, but thankfully Seattle saved in extra innings, and I got the Dodgers as well. So I had an okay day. I went 2-1.
What was your record? 2-1.
2-1.
Okay, you told me earlier it was 1-2. I want to correct myself, folks.
All good. Yeah, that was my fault because I forgot I had that Dodgers game. But no, it was the Brewers game that really messed me up because Brandon Woodruff, who's going for a Cy Young, gets crushed by the Cardinals and outpitched by John Lester. Don't know if I accounted for that one.
Well, that's baseball. You're seeing these teams. Detroit today, they can do it. They can hit. I mean, if you have bad, it used to be 60s and 70s, early 80s. If Fernando Valenzuela was going, if Juan Marichal was going, if Warren Spahn was going, if Sandy Koufax was going, if Denny McClain was going, I'll go all night long like Lionel Richie. They were going to go 6, 7, 8 innings. So you never had to worry about seeing 3 or 4 other pitchers coming out of a bullpen.
Yes.
They carried the load. That's changed. To me now, I'm so old school, I still look at the starters, and sometimes they last 5 innings, and then they take them out to save them. You got to look at the bullpens now. I think that's the biggest change in baseball. But when you're changing your philosophy to only pitch your starters a short time, John, and your bullpen's awful. Where do you have the balance here? You got to extend your starters a little bit if you want to win? Yeah,
and the first 5 innings bet is kind of where I think we need to stay now because bullpens are getting fatigued. Bullpens are being used more, and so by the time we get into August, and look, some of these teams like the Orioles, they've had bad pitching all year, so I'm sure their bullpens are tired, fatigued, and they're getting into some arms that really.
15 in a row.
Right, and they probably are using arms that shouldn't even be in the major leagues. So stick with first 5. The bullpen, you're right. It used to only be starter. You got the guy, the setup man, and the closer. So 3 pitchers total. Now you can go anywhere from 5 to 6 pitchers a game, and it's hard to bet on that because one guy could mess it up.
I'll give you an example. If a pitcher was losing after 4 innings for the A's back in the day, if it was like 4-4, and Dick Williams said, "Bring in Raleigh Fingers," he'd pitch 3-4 innings. He wouldn't pitch to 3 batters and then leave. That's how it used to be. That's why Raleigh Fingers is one of the great relief pitchers ever. He didn't come in for 2. Dennis Eckersley, go get that last out. And then he gets the Hall of Fame because he was a vulture. He would come in, pitch 1 to 2 batters. A lot of guys could do that.
Yeah.
I'm not taking nothing away from him, but yeah, the bullpen is the most important thing. There's no question about it. And that's why tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I have preseason football. I'm 4-4 and I'm thrilled. That's another thing we were talking about. I go to John, I'm 4-4. Yeah, thank God. And John goes, yeah, we're actually happy in baseball to tread water, right?
Yeah, at this point of the season, yes. I just don't see me getting any big winning streaks in baseball right now in gambling just because the variance of it. And because the betting lines are terrible. Like we're seeing a bunch of minus 300s. There's a minus 280 on the board today.
I looked at them today. I go, I'm not even walking near it.
It's brutal. I can't do it.
That's how bad it is. Baseball, and then wait a minute. I'm winning the whole Houston-Kansas City game last night. They put the runner on second in the 10th inning.
Oh.
I'm playing the Royals. They're putting Houston gets a free runner on second base. I knew I was dead. I
hate that rule.
I took a 1.5. I'm winning the whole game. And then late, they catch up. And I lose the game. So I'm happy to be with preseason football. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time on this wonderful channel, to Win Daily Sports. Anyway, we're going to try to get it right. And, John, you had the better day. I'm going to make my last pick, my one pick, my best pick. What do you got for tonight?
I will start with Oakland. They're even on the money line plus 100. I think they should be a little bit above that. I know they're on a 4-game losing streak, but that was on the road. I think they get a little bit of home cooking going here. They do have a good pitcher on the mound in James Caprielian, so I'm going to go with Oakland today. Alex Wood has been okay in his past few starts, but it's definitely a regression from what he's been. So he's definitely touchable.
Game the same way. You know, they came back. Those two games, Houston, KC, and the White Sox, Oakland. Just give me the football season where I am impregnable, as Mike Tyson used to say, whatever the hell that means. Okay. Over in the Bear game. I think Mitch Trubisky comes out. I think last week they ran the football. The Bears defense is weak against the run. Mitch Trubisky, they'll mix it up. He'll throw the football. I think that there's no doubt Andy Dalton's going to play a quarter and a half. I think these are the two coaches. I think Nagy's trying to make a statement. I think Trubisky will be trying to make a statement, and it ain't going to be by handing the ball off to David Montgomery. Buffalo can run the football. They'll mix their plays. But I believe both teams will air it out, John. So I'm going over Buffalo and Bears 38.
Yeah, Buffalo is actually plus 190 the money line, 5-point dogs in the spread, which is kind of odd to me.
Wow. I stay away because here's once again, Trubisky may get off to a good start. Who knows? They may be leading the game 15-9 at the half. And then Justin Fields comes in. Now, there's a different ball game here. So, you know, he's going to have, I think it's going to be an over game. So I take the over.
I'm going to take Kansas City on the spread. 3.5's a lot. It opened at 2.5. Kansas City, the favorite. And this could be a sucker bet. Like I'll be very open. This could be a sucker bet where I'm just taking a look at who's going to start the first half.
I'm right with you on this because, you know, we may never talk again. So I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
No, I'll talk again. We'll talk again. I'm with you because all I've been hearing is you're talking about Kansas City Chiefs.
They're going to start. Yeah, they're going to start their starters the first half. Apparently, reportedly.
That Andy Reid don't care. Then why are they favored? Right. If you don't care about preseason, right?
Yeah. And also Andy Reid said, you know, the starters are going to start first half. I'll take that. I'll take that bit of knowledge, or at least not Andy Reid. It's reported that they're going to start their starters. Now, I don't know if that means with Patrick Mahomes or without him. So if you're expecting Patrick Mahomes to play the entire first half, I don't know if that's the case, but he said starters first half. So I'm going to at least take my chances on that.
If I have Patrick Mahomes, and believe me, folks, if you lose him, it's like losing Michael Jordan. That's what I have the punter snap, and I have Patrick Mahomes back 12 yards if he's going to play. Yeah. You know, give him a little more time. Let him run around a little bit like a colt in a corral. Throw the football and then get him out of there. Yeah. I'm against guys not playing, but I'm not stupid enough to know that in like the second game or third game that Patrick Mahomes, if he's going to be out there for a half, if he's out there, I don't think he'll be out there for a half. If he is, they're taking a shot. They're taking a chance, John.
Yeah, they definitely are. So I'm going with Kansas City. And my last bet ever for the Bet Like Mike show. I'll let you be the headliner. I'll let you have the last bet of the entire show.
All right.
So I'll go next. I'm going with the Dodgers on the run line. This should be a minus 300 game. Carlos Carrasco's been getting hammered since he's come back from injury. Walker Buehler's 12-2, 2.09 ERA. This is a game that should be a minus 300, minus 330, and it's not. So I'll take it on the run line, minus 125. I don't think that's high enough. I think that should be even higher.
All right. I think that, I was going to look at the Ram game, but they hate each other. Who knows? That's going to be a bloodbath.
That's going to be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun game and stuff like that. I'm looking, or I'm leaning the Jets -2.5 against the Packers. I mean, the Packers don't even care if they score. They're getting 2.5. I think people will gravitate. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to play. If he does, it'll be like to say hello, something like that. I'm going to take the New York Jets. I can't.
Yeah.
Believe me, when people tell you the Jets suck, I can tell you personally. I've bet them since Joe Walton was their coach, and he just died the other day, and he's in his 80s, and he was horrible. No teams cost me more money in the pros than the New York Jets, ladies and gentlemen. From Joe Walton to the two New York teams, basically. So I will take the New York Jets in that game, my friend.
I love it. There's actually, yeah, that's a great bet to finish on, is the New York Jets. I love it.
Can you believe that?
I love it.
Have a great one. Keep up the good work. We'll talk periodically.
Yes,
Maybe
we will.
One of these days, we'll bump into each other with a cheese steak. You're great, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Appreciate it too. Great show.
All right, buddy. Take care, everybody.